For perhaps a 60-second synopsis. This is really for the people in town as well, although I'm sure everybody's asleep at this point, but I'm sure Henry will be rerunning it. 60 seconds on the law governing exempt status for employees.
That goes to the gentleman down at the end.
This is.
You were given a legal ruling from the Labor Council at least a month ago, 5 weeks ago.
We had a discussion on
it. About, you had asked for a legal opinion. Tom Carroll of Bertram, Moses, and Devlin had prepared a legal opinion for you that clearly stated the differences between non-exempt and exempt employees.
And did it recommend that this position, which is non-exempt, which means it receives overtime, did it explicitly say?
The opinion you asked for wasn't specific to that position, but I think if you look at the opinion.
So the question, I guess the question I have is this position eligible for exemption? And the heart of that question, I guess, is whether a position, correct me if I'm wrong on this, from a personnel standpoint, whether a position is exempt or non-exempt really gets back to the point of overtime.
Based on, yes, based on.
Is there more to it than that? I don't know.
No, non-exempt employees are eligible for overtime, exempt employees are not.
I think that based on the opinion that we got from Tom Carroll, it was clear that this position did not meet the test for being an exempt position. Clear, simple.
Yeah, I think if you went, there were 3 tests. There's the administrative test and the professional test, and there was a 3rd test. And by each of those, this position doesn't meet any of those, doesn't meet all 3 of the requirements. It's a non-exempt position.
Okay, and then I guess I'll just ask the town attorney who's sitting here, and you could give a little bit. My question is this position, in your opinion, eligible for exemption, meaning that it would not get paid overtime?
Well, first I have to say I haven't seen that opinion that's referred to. The second thing, as I believe you're aware, the test requires going through a number of factors. And I have not been asked, and I have not conducted an investigation which is heavily fact-based to determine whether or not the position would be eligible for exempt status.
Okay. I guess I'll just finish up by saying that in Cheshire we need the fire department, we need the police department, we need good teachers. And we need our roads plowed, among other things, but I do feel that this is tantamount to a public relations position, which I don't think we need here in town. So I'm going to be voting against that, against the entire motion, but that doesn't speak to the other 2 positions, which I'm comfortable with.
I feel that I at least need to say something. I couldn't disagree with you more. I've spent more time explaining this at personnel committee meetings than anything else I've done in the last 6 months, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I think that we went to great lengths to provide documentation and thorough explanations to everyone. It's unfortunate that you feel that way, but I have to go on record as completely disagreeing with you. I think the facts speak otherwise.
Okay, Mr. Rocco? Mr. White?
Yeah, if I could just, I mean,
if we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I won't get into the details, but what I'll say is that when I look at the details of this position, I think there are shortcomings in how it's being filled, and I will look directly to the investigation we just had with the website inaccuracies, because this says here originates, where is it? Originates and distributes information to the public.
And while we're on that point, I think Mr. Abate misspoke when he said the town manager's office is in charge of all the changes to the website. The individual departments are in charge. You know, as long as we're into correcting information today, that was a misstatement earlier this evening. Each department's been trained to make their own changes to their own website.
And you sit here, Tim, and you tell us we don't need this position, and at the same time tell us to spend more time and be more expansive in the information we distribute. So which should it be, Tim?
Tim, last point, and then we'll go to Mr. Rocco, and then we'll look to vote on this.
I guess what I see is basically just shortcomings in it, but that probably gets more to your review that I presume will be coming up in the next month or so. rather than speaking to this position.